the Harley taxis.
Here we are chilling by the fire, having a cold one. We got George Lambert. This guy's an inspiration to a lot of surfers here in Huntington Beach. Hey, George, how long have you been surfing? 1 year?
Many moons.
Many moons. So you started when you were like 4 or 10 or 20 or what?
Probably like 8, 7, 8, 9. My dad surfed.
Aha. And so where did you do most?
He said as soon as I quit shitting my pants, he was taking me to the beach. Verbatim. That's what he said. So, I'd go to the beach with my dad. My dad loved the ocean. So it was rad. I was lucky.
How far away did you live from the beach?
Magnolia and Adams.
Okay, so you went to Huntington High School?
Yes, I went to Huntington.
And did you guys have like a surf team or a surf class?
We had a surf team. I didn't get surf class till my junior year in high school.
So you've traveled and surfed also.
Yes.
What countries or what are some of the areas that you've been to?
I've been all through Mexico, Costa Rica, Bali, Java, Fiji. Pretty much that's the main thing. But mostly spent a lot of time in Mexico and Costa Rica.
Okay, and at what age did you start coming down with some problems with your health that might affect your surfing? And what was that?
I had my first hip replacement at 43. So I think I was starting to feel it at 41. But I just dealt with it for a couple years and pretty much didn't really surf that much anymore because the ability level declined dramatically.
Mm-hmm. And so you had how many hip transplants? 2. One on both sides, right? Or just one side?
My only 2 hips.
Okay, he's got 2 artificial hips, and he's still surfing.
You want to see my scar?
I don't know if we need to do that. But anyway, so what did it take, in terms of your psychology and your drive and stuff to want to get back in the water? What are you doing to continue to surf?
Like with the first one, my physical therapist was amazing, and it took a while, but by 9 months, I was kind of surfing normal again. Mm-hmm. Second hip replacement, I was actually 10 years older at 53, so it really hasn't been the same since because that was the front leg. You don't realize how much your front leg has to bend when you're getting to your feet until your front leg doesn't bend anymore.
Yeah. And so you know a lot of people in Huntington Beach because you used to work at what?
Robert August Surfboards.
Robert August Surfboards. Rad.
Huntington Surf and Sport.
Nice. And you sold what? Clothes or?
Adult books.
Adult book. I think you sold surfboards, right?
Surfboards, everything. Accessories, clothing. Robert August was a hard goods shop. It was just boards, wetsuits, t-shirts, trunks, pretty much that. Wax, leashes, blah, 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 attraction. Huntington Surf and Sport, obviously, is a whole different deal. It's like a bigger store, and we sold a lot of clothing. I was in charge of the kids' clothing departments and the men's woven shirts and the longboards. And
then you worked at Duke's also, right?
Yes.
And you also have been going to San Onofre for how many years now with...
Well, my dad started taking me there when I was 10.
Sano Tuesday
thing we've probably been doing for, God, I would say like maybe 30 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah. So what we did was Robert would take us on Tuesdays because it was the slowest day of the week at the shop. We'd load up in Robert's motorhome. Mm-hmm. He'd buy these, Robert August, he'd buy these turkey roll things or like this and bread. And we would have sandwiches and water and beer or whatever.
And who do you go with? Like your friends and your family? And
Well, then we'd go like Robert August, Sam August, me, and whoever would jump in the motorhome. But for years, we've had a crew of people that just goes, and it's evolved over the years from friends and like us when we were younger, and we'd be partying. We'd be at San Onofre partying, but now it's developed into more like families and my kids, my friends' kids. My kids grew up going to the beach there every Tuesday of their life in the summer.
Nice. So you mentioned your kids. Max is pretty well known in the area also, and he was on the surf team at like Huntington, right?
Huntington, yep.
And he's still carving today, and he got an early start too, so that's really cool.
Yep, my daughter Mia, she's pretty rad too. She's 17.
And she surfs on a longboard or shortboard or
longboard. She goes to San Onofre.
Nice.
She rode her first wave there when she was like 4.
Cool. So what do you have to say to other people that are getting older and or they have health problems? What kind of words of kind of insight do you have for them to stay surfing or not?
I would say that your ability level goes down the mountain the other side, but the water still feels good. And every once in a while it clicks a little bit and it feels good, but the water feels good. That's all it is. It's the fountain of youth out there is the ocean. And I might beat myself up a lot sometimes, but you know what? Ocean still feels good, and you get out of the water and you smile and you feel good.
And you call it aquatic
mental therapy.
That's it. All right. Thanks for sharing your information. Appreciate it.